Sally Spectra moves on. New man and a new job. The young and the restless has always thrived on heartbreak, resilience, betrayal, and reinvention, and few characters embody the idea of reinvention more than Sally Spectra. Introduced originally as a fiery, ambitious, sometimes reckless woman, Sally's journey in Genoa City has been marked by a string of ups and downs that mirror her restless spirit. The show is now teasing a new chapter in Sally's life, one in which she must leave the wreckage of her relationship with Billy Abbott and the shattered dream of Abbott Communications. With her personal and professional worlds crumbling, Sally must either keep clinging to what has hurt her or embrace the possibility of new beginnings. The storyline, Sally Spectra Moves On, New Man and a New Job, promises to not only test her resilience but to shape her into an even more dynamic presence in Genoa City's drama-filled landscape. Sally Spectra's life has been destroyed by Billy Abbott. Billy Abbott has long been one of the most complicated men in Genoa City. With his charm, recklessness, and tendency to self-destruct, he often drags those around him into his chaos. Sally, who once believed in him wholeheartedly, has learned this truth the hardest way possible. When their romance began, Billy seemed like the kind of man who would celebrate Sally's ambition, encourage her creativity, and build a future alongside her. He presented himself as someone willing to oppose powerful forces like Victor and Nikki Newman, as well as the entire Newman media conglomerate. For Sally, who has always lived with a chip on her shoulder and the desire to prove herself, Billy's rebellious nature was intoxicating. But dreams can shatter quickly in Genoa City, and Billy's obsession with power has left Sally gutted. Billy made the decision to leave in order to reclaim Chancellor Industries and wage war against Victor Newman, a battle he could never win, rather than nurture their bond. For Sally, this betrayal is twofold. Not only has she lost her partner in love, but she has also lost the promising career future she envisioned alongside him. Abbott Communications, which could have been her creative playground and professional launchpad, is now nothing more than another victim of Billy's reckless vendettas. The devastation runs deep because Sally did what she rarely does. She gave Billy her all. She opened up her heart, believed in his goals, and had faith that he would ultimately choose her. Instead, Billy stomped on her love, prioritizing his ego-driven mission to defeat Victor Newman over the woman who stood by him. In soap opera tradition, betrayal always burns brightest when love is genuine, and Sally's heartbreak is palpable. The cycle of Billy Abbott's obsession. Anyone who has watched Billy Abbott over the years knows his fatal flaw, obsession. He cannot let go of grudges, vendettas, or the need to prove himself against titans like Victor Newman. This destructive cycle has cost him marriages, careers, and stability. Yet, time and time again, Billy convinces himself that this battle will be the one he wins. Sally, however, has reached her breaking point. She sees clearly that Billy's current scheme is not about justice or business, it's about his pride. His partnership with Kane Ashby is evidence enough. Billy is naive enough to believe that Kane wants to help him take Chancellor back, but Sally can see the writing on the wall. Kane is manipulating him, using his obsession as a tool to advance his own agenda. Billy may believe he is the puppet master, but in truth, he is the puppet, dancing for enemies who know how to exploit his weaknesses. For Sally, this realization cuts deeper than the loss of her job or her relationship. It's a wake-up call that Billy will never truly prioritize her or their future. He is too entrenched in his destructive patterns. A man who cannot let go of vendettas will never be able to hold on to love, and Sally has finally accepted that she cannot spend her life waiting for him to choose her over his obsession with Victor Newman. Sally Spectra wants so much more. At her core, Sally Spectra is not someone who settles for mediocrity. She has ambition running through her veins, inherited from her famous namesake and aunt from Los Angeles. Genoa City has tested her, humbled her, and even villainized her at times, but Sally always rises from the ashes. Now, with her relationship with Billy destroyed and her career in limbo, Sally must ask herself the hard questions. What does she truly want, and who will she become in the process? She wants more than to be the girlfriend left at home while Billy chases impossible battles. She wants more than to be dismissed by powerful figures like Victor, Nikki, or the Abbotts. She wants to build something of her own, something that validates her worth and allows her to thrive without depending on a man who views her as an accessory to his war. This desire for more is what fuels her decision to cut her losses and move forward. The symbolism is clear. Sally had just agreed to move in with Billy, a step that signaled her commitment and hope for a shared life. But instead of building a home together, their foundation crumbled before the walls could even go up. Walking away now isn't just about ending a relationship. It's about reclaiming her identity, her independence, and her dreams. What is next for Sally Spectra? The biggest question looming over the storyline is simple. What's next for Sally? Soap fans know that reinvention often comes after heartbreak. Sally, who has been burned by love and thwarted in her professional ambitions, is in the perfect position for a fresh chapter. One possibility is a new romance. In Genoa City, love stories often emerge from unexpected pairings, and Sally is the kind of character who sparks chemistry with nearly everyone she encounters. With most of the city's leading men tied up in complicated relationships, her options may seem limited, but soap operas thrive on complication. The script hints at Noah Newman's return to town, and his new venture, a club, could be the perfect place for Sally to find both a career opportunity and a romantic spark. Noah, as Nick Newman's son, carries his own baggage, but his return represents a clean slate for Sally. Partnering with him in a business venture like a club would allow her to showcase her creativity, her style, and her flair for business. More importantly, it would place her back in the center of Genoa City's social scene, a setting where Sally thrives. A romance with Noah would also be deliciously complicated. After all, Sally has history with Nick himself, and the awkwardness of being with her ex-boyfriend's son would create endless tension. Beyond Noah, Sally could also find herself pulled into new dynamics as other characters enter or exit the canvas. Soap operas are constantly reinventing their landscapes, and Sally's charisma ensures that she will never be without story potential. Whether it's a romance with someone new, a rekindled spark with a familiar face, or a shocking twist pairing, her love life will inevitably keep fans buzzing. On the professional front, Sally's next step is equally compelling. Genoa City is full of powerful families and companies, and Sally has already proven she can hold her own in the business world. A new job, perhaps even in a sector she has never tried before, could give her the independence she craves. The idea of her running a club, partnering with Noah, or even starting her own creative venture would provide fertile ground for storylines. After all, Sally's best moments come when she is underestimated, only to rise and prove everyone wrong. Why Sally's story resonates. The struggle to move on after heartbreak and disappointment is a universal theme, which is what makes Sally Spectra's plot so compelling. Many viewers see themselves in Sally, a woman who gave her all to someone who didn't value her enough, who invested in dreams that crumbled, and who must now rebuild her identity. Her resilience, fiery spirit, and refusal to stay down resonate deeply, especially with fans who love strong female characters. The writers have positioned Sally at a crossroads, and how she chooses to move forward will not only define her character but also ripple through Genoa City's power dynamics. Will she align with the Newmans again through Noah? Will she cross paths with Kane in ways that challenge Billy? Will she surprise everyone by creating something entirely new? The possibilities are endless, and that is what makes this next chapter so exciting. Conclusion. Sally's new beginning. Sally Spectra has always been a survivor. She has been betrayed, humiliated, and broken-hearted from Los Angeles to Genoa City, but she continues to rise. The end of her relationship with Billy Abbott is not the end of her story but the beginning of a bold new chapter. With the promise of a new job and possibly a new man, Sally's journey is about reclaiming her worth, redefining her future, and reminding everyone in Genoa City, and the audience at home, that she is not someone to be overlooked. The Young and the Restless is a show that thrives on change, and Sally's change will be something to watch. Whether she finds love with Noah Newman, builds a career that rivals Newman Media, or reinvents herself in an entirely unexpected way, one thing is certain. Sally Spectra is moving on, and Genoa City will never be the same. Sally isn't about to play second fiddle to Billy's obsession with Victor. Sally is ready to cut her losses and move on from her career and relationship with Billy. After everything she has lost, Sally requires a fresh start. Sally Spectra wants so much more than she has. Sally sees that Billy is dead set on teaming up with Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, because he believes Kane truly wants to help him get Chancellor back. However, all Billy is doing is digging the hole deeper for himself as Kane wants him to do his dirty work. Billy thinks he has everything figured out and he can do this without Kane. Billy believes that Sally should stand by his side and wait for him to take Victor down. Sally cannot take any more. Sally has given Billy her all and she cannot take any more. Sally believes Billy doesn't value her enough. Billy refuses to let him hopes of taking down Victor go to keep the woman who loves him. Sally just agreed to move in with Billy and now it is done. Sally has left and will, hopefully, find a person who treats her right. What is Sally Spectra's next move? Perhaps Sally will meet someone new and move on to another career as well. Sally shouldn't have to wait in the wings for Billy to fall again. Billy doesn't deserve that. However, there are not many men in Genoa City who are free either. However, Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, is about to open a new club and will likely visit his parents in Genoa City. Could Sally hit it off with Nick Newman's, Joshua Morrow, son and move out of town with him? Could Sally and Noah open a club in Genoa City giving her a new career and perhaps a new boyfriend? Naturally, Sally might find it awkward to date the son of her ex-boyfriend. Sally may have other options once other new people appear. However, given the chance, Sally would make an excellent club owner. Perhaps she needs a complete change of plans. Come here for all things Y&R. Check back often for the young and the restless news, spoilers, and updates.